guys, today I'll be talking about the movie It. This is definitely something I grew up with, and I definitely wanted to own my own DVD copies. It took a while though. This is a double-sided disc. It's part one and part two when you turn around the disc, so it's actually two parts. And I remember growing up with this movie. It was a two-parter. I think it was on Channel 7 ABC. They played this, and I remember seeing the trailers and everybody in my school. This was like the talk about movie in my school, and when it aired on TV, we was like. And then the next day we got back to we got to see part two, and we were like, it was the shit. This is like one of the scariest clowns in clown horror genre movies. See, I'm stuttering. I feel like the lead character. And the movie is about this clown pretty much killing kids. And plus, you have these kids that they knew something strange going around the town, and they have to like go battle, fight this clown, while battling their own fears. And like each of them have their own experiences with the clown, and what goes around the town with the bullies and stuff, with against the bullies too, and each of the kids and it's that when the kids end up defeating the clown, like the part one, it talks about how you see how they grew up, and they made this promise: if this clown comes back, they will return to defeat the clown once more, and the black guy who stayed in the town started calling his friends one by one, like, look, it's back. I need you to come back to the town and help me defeat this clown, pretty much. And each of the kids kind of grew up, they had successful, but they also had like the drama issues too. And then part one was more of the flashback story among the children, how they grew up around the town and what they experienced. And then you got to the end, and then one of the kids that grew up ended up killing themselves because he can't handle it no more. And then you get part two, which all the grown ups finally go to the town where they grew up at, visit their friend, go talk about good times, but also talk about why we back, help us remember, you know, and you know, and then the clowns stop. And plus, in part two, you also have the flashback story when they were kids. Also, explain a little bit more on what happened. Even after defeating the clown as Stan, who killed himself in the first part of the movie, who grew up, killed himself, suicide. Um, there was a situation with Stan when he went into this haunted like house, and he saw the clown came back to life, but is that he was all burnt up with bandages and stuff. Um, it was really cool movie though, and then how he was on the run. So it was kind of like you have a bit more story in part two, with the flashbacks, but it's mostly when they grew up, when they got older. Now we got to when they got older in part two, and they start talking about like, okay, how are we gonna defeat this clown again? While the clown's more fear on them, even when they're older, one by one, or even in groups. I don't want to ruin any moments who have not seen this movie. We old people, we know about this, but we grew up around this shit. This movie was no joke. This was a good TV horror movie, and it's one of the good TV horror movies. There have been TV horror movies in television anyway from the past before this one, and there's some after this one, but they're not as good as this one. Or I think the last good TV horror movie I actually liked, it was Salem Lot remake with Rob Lowe, and it was actually good, by the way, believe it or not. It was on TBS. I think Rutger Hauer played the Dracula, not Dracula, but the vampire leader, if I'm corrected. But anyway, the point is, we're talking about it. But it was interesting how when they growing up, the bully from the first part of the movie, when his hair was all white, he kind of grew up, but he's in a mental hospital, and the clown helped him escape because the clown wanted him to kill him one by one, because the grown-ups, the survivors from the first part of the movie, right, the first part of the story, survived against the clown. So the clown was using the bully to help him try to kill him one by one, but he failed. But he injured the black guy who put the group together for them to come back. So the black guy was in the hospital, while the rest of them decided, okay, you know what, we're gonna do it. We're gonna stop this clown. When they went back to the sewer, they had to defeat the clown in this physical form. But plus, also the clown also kidnapped one of the grown-ups' wife. The leader, you know, wife. And while they're gonna defeat clown, when they got into this little doorway, excuse me, into a large cave, and you see this giant spider appear. So what this movie trying to tell you is that all this time, this fucking clown, his true form was the giant spider, and all that. Remember, if you see the first part of the movie, the second, and a part of the second part, they talk about deadlight. Like that was actually the spider's stomach, the deadlight, the lights, and Beverly, the woman, used the silver thing that she used in the first part of the movie. In the second chapter of the movie, she used the silver bullet to hit the silver pellets, like the bullet-like type pellets, into the spider's chest, and then the spider ended up running. But the spider killed one of the kids that grew up. The one who was asthmatic. He just dropped the guy, and he just died. So the rest of them went after the spider just to end it. And they pretty much punched him in the stomach and just rip out his heart, I guess. you know, and the lead character, the hero with the glasses, took his wife out. Was like in a comatose state. So during the end of the movie, the black guy said no narrations are saying that how the guy who's fat, who's good looking up, played by John Ritter, and Beverly, they decided to be together and end up having a kid. Story wise, Harry Anderson character, the comedian kid who grew up to become a comedian actor, doing another movie. Um, the black guy said supposed to go out of town, explore his horizon pretty much, and the guy, he took his wife into his silver bicycle, and he ride it faster, and so his wife could wake up, like supposed to give her like memories or something. I don't know, man. It was just like, I get to give him some fresh air, I guess. So his wife came out with that comatose state, but all in all, this movie was good, man. Acting, story, everything about this movie was excellent, man. It's no comparison. And I should pick up the book because I want to read the book. I never had a chance to read the book, but since I have some spare time now, I'm definitely gonna pick up the book for this. And I'm also gonna pick up it for Salem Lot, since I just mentioned that movie too. And I mean, there's a lot of moments in this movie with the flashbacks. There's more I didn't say too much about because I don't want to spoil the moment, but I'll say a lot of my scenes. There's a lot of famous scenes in this movie I like. The ones I like the most is probably the library scene in part 2 of the story, and also the fortune cookie scene in part 2 of the story. As for the first part, I pretty much like the flashback when they were kids and how they experienced how they had enjoyed themselves in the town, but also there was bad obstacles like those bullies they got to face, and how they came together. Like, we strong as one. They bonded as one, but they're close as friends like that, and they were able to battle the bullies by working together. And the strong friendship they have in this movie is what I like about this movie the most too. Yeah, it definitely pick it up. I mean, if you grew up with back in the days growing up, there's a lot of memories. If you're new to this, definitely pick up the DVD. It's the not rated version, so it's kind of awesome. Anyway, peace guys, and see you later.